I'm not no nice guy. I'm just a good guy. And those bad guys should really get on my good side. Greetings, Sagittarius, all placements. So this is I Might Need Security by Chance the Rapper. Now this came through 2 weeks ago in Capricorn's reading. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn. I was also hearing golden spoon syndrome, or being fed by a silver spoon, which is idiom for someone being raised in like a really wealthy, affluent family. So someone here could have been, raised in a more wealthy family. Now I was also hearing Marvin Gaye, Is That Enough? I was a fool from the start, fooling around with my mind instead of my heart, choosing things in my mind instead of my heart. So someone here could have chose someone because they were raised a certain way. So they were like, well, I can only date such and such, or I can only be with such and such. I'm supposed to marry someone of such and such. And that person is too possessive and jealous, he says that like constantly, or that person led him to becoming too possessive and jealous, or she. Take it whatever side of the fence you're on. As always in all these readings, you guys, girl, boy, etc., whatever it is, just, flip the things. I just try and choose one based off of what's channeling through the most. But regardless, in the Chance the Rapper song, I mentioned this in Capricorn's reading. It was funny because he says, the apple, I'm a real one. The honey is sweet. The apple is bitter. They'll try to convince you that you are stronger without your woman than when you are with her. However, Chance cheated on his wife for years and then ended up divorcing her. So there's something coming through here where someone could have really tried to blast and be like, we're so happy, I'm affluent, she's affluent, we're from well-to-do, we're this, we're both this, we're both that. This can even be something with like religious backgrounds, like someone who is Jewish. So they're like, I will only marry someone who is also Jewish. I will only marry someone who is also this, who is also that. And they're just so freaking miserable behind the scenes, it's not even funny. And everything that they toted about being like, I found my person, all the things, oh, it's so great, just like Chance the Rapper towards his wife, and yet then he completely destroyed their marriage, and that was his fault, his doing, not hers. It was his doing. So someone here, it's like you got to be careful what you say, what you put out there, because there's something here that's very imbalanced, and that's why something has to separate, because it wasn't balanced to begin with, because someone really was trying to prove something to their family, was raised a certain way, fed by a golden spoon or whatever, so they just weren't really, again, like Marvin Gaye said, they were following their mind and not their heart. And it's like now that someone is growing up and becoming more wise, or they've spent a lot of time with this person, they're starting to realize this doesn't feel good in my heart, like this is not it. Now also in that song, he just keeps saying F you, F you, F you, F you, F you. He says F your microaggressions. He speaks on, racism and things. So something here could be colorism. Someone here, again, like I said, it can be any sort of ism, religious isms, someone not liking someone's belief system. I never understand that, because other people's beliefs and other people's upbringing isn't for us to understand. It's for us to observe, appreciate, and learn from. We're not actually meant to understand anyone, especially our own lovers. We're not meant to understand them. We're meant to just appreciate them and experience them and, experience and appreciate. That's really what all relationships are for. So someone here really singled someone out because of their isms in some capacity, and it is all falling down. And I don't know, someone might actually need security, because that was coming through really strongly as the mega factor in your reading, Sagittarius. He says, I know the devil's a liar. I know that players are quitters. I heard you hire hitters. I'm not a boss, homie. I'm a soldier, kingdom builder. Somebody should have told you. F you. So someone here could have thought that someone, has like a easy job, or they're just, they tell other people what to do, but he's like, no, I'm the soldier. Like, I'm the one putting in all the footwork. I'm the one doing all this. And by the way, I heard that you hire hitters. I don't do that. F you. So he's like calling out people that are trying to make it seem like he's also fed with a silver spoon. Someone also on the flip side, Sagittarius, someone could have tried to make it seem like you were fed with a silver spoon, or like someone was fed with a silver spoon, or just has such an easy life. They just have it made. Someone could have tried to say like someone has, like a sugar daddy or sugar mama or something. And this person's like, no, F you. I actually am the soldier. I made it all myself. Like, I do it all myself. And he's like, I don't know, ripping off the mask of someone. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, or you could be a Sagittarius Capricorn cusp. Also, you could be dealing with a Gemini, because in Gemini's reading, I was channeling the song Anger Management by Lovage, and it's a pretty interesting song. He says, or was it? Yeah. He says, so it was the whole going postal. Why must God punish me this way? Why must God punish me this way? My inner demons are compelling me to be here. My inner demons are compelling me to do things. I'm consumed with rage. So he says, happiness is hard to come by. I've experienced it before. Can't you see we could have had it all? Why must God punish me this way? So someone here is reminiscing on times when they experienced happiness, and they're wondering, why must God punish them this way? Well, likely because they chose their ism. They were like, I must be with someone who is also this. I must be with someone who is also in the same tax bracket as me. I must be with someone who has this certain status and stature. And they're miserable. And it's not God punishing you. It's you punishing you because you chose something from your mind, like Marvin Gaye said, rather than your heart. And someone here's now connecting to their heart. But the Lovage song that I was channeling for you guys, Sagittarius, is Lifeboat. So it does seem like two people are going to finally come together because of a tragedy. So my condolences for Sag, because it does seem like that is coming through for a lot of people. I was also channeling Aqueous Transmission. I said please be cautious with water a few weeks ago, because someone could have some sort of upset with water. Now this could have been, flooding. This could be, actual ocean, lakes, anything revolving water or liquids, so please be cautious with that. It was channeling Poseidon a lot in the other reading the other day too. But in Aqueous Transmission, he's floating down a river, further down the river, 2 weeks without my lover, and I'm in this boat alone. So someone here is alone. He says, I marvel at the stars and I'm feeling my heart overflow. This river is named emotions. So someone is starting to feel emotions for the first time, or it seems like the first time since they were a little kid, and it does seem around some sort of loss or some sort of tragedy that is happening, or some sort of big upset, because like Gemini's readings the last 2 weeks, there's just been a lot of anger and aggression and frustration that they're dealing with, or that they have. Again, it could be that they're dealing with. Sometimes when I'm doing a reading, it's not necessarily for you, it's for the person that you're dealing with, who could also have the same placements. I could be talking to a Gemini that's dealing with a Gemini, Sag that's dealing with Sag. Anywho, Sag, the Lifeboat song, someone here, it's like God is sending a lifeboat, and someone feels guilty because they're like, after all of our dreams went down, sinking before our very eyes, a passing of a loved one, it seems that there were other plans that I just don't care to understand. How can it be that we defy this tragedy? So someone here is like, why them, not me? Like they were a good one. I was maybe someone here is being honest and they're like, I really wasn't a good one. This can be like, Chance the Rapper kind of thing, where he made a whole album about his wife and love and this whole amazingness, and he was just doing her dirty, dogged her, and finally was a man and divorced her. But, it's comical because things are not all what they seem on social media, Sag, and that's very strong for someone here. Like someone here, they really try and make something seem like something it's not. But there's a tragedy going on behind the scenes. And he says, how can it be that we defy this tragedy from this lifeboat that's coming in the dark? Is it wrong that we come together? Through the wind and the sorrow, we bear a spark. So someone here is like seeing someone and they're like, that person is my lifeboat, like I want to be led towards that person, but they feel guilt. Now this can also be someone who loses their spouse and they're like, it's too soon, I'm not ready. Maybe someone says like, I will never move on, I will never marry again. Like someone is like, that was my person, but it's like God is sending someone, God is sending a lifeboat, and this person is dealing with this in their mind. They're like, is it wrong? Like, is it wrong for me to connect with this person? Is it bad? And someone can also be wondering, is it wrong for me to connect with someone who just doesn't believe my belief system? Like, am I going against my creator by going with someone or being with someone? And again, I don't feel that. Like, as someone who's photographed weddings for almost 20 years, like I see opposites not only attract, but then complement one another and support one another. And I was channeling differences. Differences are what makes something wholesome. The sun and the moon, they're opposites, but they're a perfect pair. My whole life has changed since you came in, is what he says in that song. Bless you.